Hey everybody, so today I'm here to do another chit chat video with you guys. If you couldn't tell, you're in my bedroom. I don't think I've ever done a video in my bedroom before. I'm not sure. But I'm in here because it's the girls' nap time and I'm trying to talk a little softer because of that too. We've been having a little trouble during nap time. When are we not struggling a little bit over here, honestly? But Sophie's just been too loud during nap time. We had an incident this weekend where she woke her sister up and we're trying to teach her what's too loud and you can't be loud during nap time and stuff, and she still definitely needs a nap because she just has the worst attitude by like 4 or 5 o'clock if she doesn't take one. And when she does take a nap, she takes like 2-hour naps. So I can tell she definitely still needs to take one. It's just this whole like winding down thing. It's really hard for her to do. I've noticed as she's gotten older, it's been harder for her to just kind of wind down, lay down, and fall asleep unless she's been like especially exhausted. Like if we go to the park or something that afternoon, then when we get back and she lays down, obviously like she is totally just fried. She's ready for a nap. But when it comes to days like this where we've just kind of hung around the house, she really does struggle with that. So it's been, sorry, I thought I heard her being loud, but it's been a little crazy. So if this video is a little choppy, then that is why, because I have to get up and tell her that she's being too loud. So that has been interesting. Over this past week, a lot of interesting stuff has happened. We are getting a new pediatrician, which I will fill you guys in on the entire story once all the little details get wrapped up, but nothing against her pediatrician, just her staff makes it unbearable. Finally had it, the cliff notes for you. But like I said, I will fully explain that whenever everything is settled with it. And our AC in our living room broke, which was it like waited until August to break, which where we're from can be the hottest month of the summer. It really just depends. I think honestly we lucked out. This summer it hasn't been nearly as hot now as when in like the past summers. So it hasn't been too bad, thankfully, and I've just been keeping the curtains closed, the blinds closed and everything because it can get really hot with all the windows in the front of our house if we do not do that. So it's been all right. I have had to push a couple of my meals though because they needed to be in the oven, and turning on the oven in this house without the AC is just like, oh, I don't even want to think about it. It gets so hot in here, but we are pretty close to having it fixed, thankfully, thanks to my husband, which, speaking of my husband, he has started up a vegan diet again. And I say again because Mark and I were vegans, oh, it's probably like 3 or 4 years ago now. We tried it and obviously it didn't last. He held out longer than I did, but it's just not something that we kept up with. And he is trying it to see if it does not give him more energy. He's been trying a slew of different things, and this is kind of like his last little effort to see if this makes any difference. So it's been a little stressful as far as meals go because the girls can't have stuff with tomatoes. I don't really have any specific diet requirements. You guys heard her, right? I think that was her. It was 1 minute. Anyways, so it's been a little interesting juggling him being vegan, the girls having certain stuff they can and cannot have, and their food I have to keep like a good balance of anyways. But then there's me, who I don't really have any restrictions really, but I am a little funny with textures, so I tend not to like certain meals just by like the look of them. I know that sounds really stupid and dumb, but it's totally true. And some stuff I just can't eat because I will literally gag from the texture. I don't know, it's like, it feels like such a juvenile kind of thing, and I always kind of like laugh it off because it feels silly, but it's true. And I feel like I'd like a lot more foods if I could just get over it. But it's been a little interesting juggling all that, but I think I might have found a dish, a really easy dish for Mark to have whenever we're eating something that maybe he can't. And I think I've came up with a dish that the girls like that's really easy that I can make if, you know, whatever the circumstances, because that was something that was stressing me out, like everybody eating a different meal. Like, come on. Plus, I do all our dishes by hand, so to dirty all these pots and pans and have to wash them the next morning, I would like never spend time with my kids if I was just busy doing dishes all day. So that has been interesting, and my classes are going well. I'm not sure if I updated the last time I did a chit chat video, but they are going good. The last few chapters that I've done have been really short, opposed to the first few that were really long. Plus, I like to write out notes. That's like the best way that I learn. I like to write down everything that my educator is saying, and for whatever reason that just helps it stick a little more. So it takes me longer because I am so busy like listening and re-listening, because obviously I can't write as fast as what they're talking. So that has been interesting, and I'm really excited about my next chapter because it's on breast pumps, and I'm just curious to see if the information in that is like in line with my experience as an exclusive pumper. I feel like with all that kind of stuff, I kind of go into it half expecting that it isn't going to be filled with like a bunch of good information, but I could be totally wrong. They have cited a lot of sources that are more current, like from like more recent studies, so I'm hopeful that there will be some good information in there, and it will just be kind of fun, like my experience as an exclusive pumper and what they have to say about breast pumping. So I'm excited about that. I don't even know how to bring up this topic, honestly. I don't know the right words to use. I don't know. I didn't say anything to you guys for the longest time because I thought at first maybe it was just going to be a passing thing. And then once I saw that it really wasn't, I figured like I need to take time and privately work on this. It really hasn't felt any better, and I'm finally taking an extra step, which I'll get to in just a second. But as many of you know, Mark and I, for the longest time, said that we were going to wait until Remy was 2 to have, or start trying to have another baby, I should say. Start trying to have another baby. And that was always the plan. And I don't know, I'm just the kind of woman who, I always want to be pregnant. I always want to have a little itty bitty baby. Like, that just always, like, the second they take my little babies out of me, I'm like, let's do it again. I'm ready. You know, it's how I've always been straight from the start. But it was just something that we had agreed upon. I think it was before Remy. And then we kind of really set it in stone shortly after having her. And especially with everything that we had going on with her, it was just like the farthest thing from our minds, having another kid. But when my miscarriage happened, something happened. You know, before my miscarriage, I was very content in our decision. I was very, like, 100% on board, and I did not have any reservations about it. And when I had my second miscarriage, it did something to me, and I don't know why. I think it's really unfair that it happened because, like I said, I was content, and I no longer am. It's like having another baby is all I can think about. It's something that, so the second time saying something to her, and I do not think that she's going to take a nap today, so wish me luck this evening. But yeah, I don't know. After my miscarriage, it just kind of like set this fire inside me, and I don't ever remember feeling it this much before our first daughter, trying to conceive her. And when we got pregnant with Sophie, I felt it a little bit then because both times we had to wait a few months to get pregnant. I remember feeling like this to a very minimal degree, but now it is just something that feels a little bit more like all-consuming, and has put me in a place that I don't really like being. I guess the easiest way to put this is that I can be happy for other people who are pregnant, and I'm so thrilled because, you know, to me, having my kids was just, I mean, you can't relate the experience to anything. And for someone else to have that gift, truly and utterly happy for them, hands down. But also, right after the happiness, I just get this like overwhelming sensation of jealousy. And it's to the point where I've cried over it, I've been in bad moods all day over it, and I cannot seem to shake it off. I know that this is the most responsible choice for my family, to wait to have another baby, for us to meet these financial goals. I mean, we could have another baby right now, but it'd be tight. Like, waiting would be more responsible. It would allow us to be like great. And I know that everybody in this family deserves that, especially this unborn hopeful child that we want. And I know that it's responsible sitting here talking to you now, but there will come a time today, I know it, that I will get this rush of feelings that I want another one, and it's not to replace anything that I felt like I might have lost. It's never been about that. I don't know the reasons behind it. It kind of hurts to delve into that and really pick away at it, but after I started seeing that, you know, I would go days being in not the greatest mood and stuff like that, and it's really just like affecting my day-to-day life. And I've also had just other things that I've wanted to talk to somebody about. I have finally made a therapist appointment. I know some people are hesitant to put that out there, and I think that some people who might know me personally might be upset that I didn't tell them that I was going to a therapist personally. But in my opinion, I don't see any difference between making an appointment with a therapist and making an appointment to get my teeth cleaned because mental health is just as important as getting your eyes checked, going to your OBGYN visit, you know, like anything like that. I just find it completely necessary. It's part of being human. You shouldn't have to feel like you're alone in taking care of your mental health. So I don't feel any sort of way about making this appointment other than like a little nervous, just because I am a very like self-reliant person. So for me to say, okay, I don't think that I can work this out myself is a big step. And in talking to somebody else about it is a little nerve-wracking because I know it's gonna hurt. I know it's probably gonna get a little worse before it gets better. But I think that's part of therapy. It's kind of confronting that stuff and putting it to rest, or at least putting it in a way that you can better digest it. So I'm nervous, but I'm also a little excited because I want to feel better. I feel like I never went and talked to anybody after my first miscarriage either. I think I have a hair on my lip. I do. It's still attached to my head. Does that happen to anybody else? It happens to me all the time. But I never went and talked to anybody after my first miscarriage, and it was something that I really wanted to do. But of course, I just made excuses for it, and I never did it. And then, you know, I've dealt with anxiety and stress and like all kinds of different stuff over the years. I feel like as every regular human being does. And I've felt through times in life that, you know, maybe I should go talk to somebody. And again, just never did it. And this second time around, dealing with this second miscarriage has just been a lot harder. There's just a lot of things that I'm eager to talk through and feel better about. And I'm hoping that this can be that, and I can start to feel better about some stuff, because I think that we all deserve that. Yeah, so I think it's definitely safe to say that she's not gonna take a nap today, but I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but that schedule that I gave myself has been helping a ton. I feel so much more productive on it. It feels like everything's getting at least semi-done and all that good stuff. I actually got my planner in the mail. I think when I recorded that last video it hadn't came yet, but it's right here. So this is what it looks like, covering up my last name, obviously. I love this cover. I saw this quote and I was like, done. And this like print on the front here, same on the back, It is so cool. Like in person, it looks like texturized. Obviously it's not, but I love it. And I'm not sure if I told you guys, but I got like the kind of like uncolored version. I don't know what to call it. I'll probably put it across the screen, but they had like a more neutral or colors version, and I decided to get the neutral because the thing with the colors is I was finding the last time I had my Erin Condren planner was that like a lot of my stickers didn't work with it, and I'm a super like my stickers need to match certain stuff, like so weird. But this is a lot more neutral and I've been loving it. It's been really great for keeping me on track too. I just wanted to show you guys something really quick. I'm just trying to find an example of it, but I have to find one that doesn't give other stuff away. I'm like trying to cover up stuff because some stuff is obviously top secret, but I'll just use this book. So as you can see down here, there we go. I've been keeping track of like how many uploads I do a week, and during the regular week, there we go, I am keeping track of doing school every single night. So that has been really, really good. I love my Erin Condren planner. I loved my one from last year. They made some changes to this and I like them. I really do. And I have no complaints about it thus far. I want to show you something really cool that they added in the back of it. They're coloring pages. You know, like the adult coloring books, which I have. And I need to start doing those because those were fun to me. And sometimes I just need to take a freaking break and just do something fun. So you can see like I barely started down here, but I just thought that was kind of cool because right there in your planner, I would totally pay like $5 to have like a whole bunch of pages put in there. So I keep this right up there so I can always just keep track of everything, and I do my schoolwork in here because I do it at night. It's just really easy for me to zen out right before I go to bed. So that has been amazing, and our summer is slowly coming to an end, isn't it? I feel like July and June lasted all of like 2 seconds. I do not know where those months went. Like all of a sudden it's August, which in August we have some exciting stuff happening. Our niece's wedding, our 6-year anniversary. There's something else. Is there a concert? There might be a concert. I can't remember exactly, but we have some fun stuff going on this month, so I'm really excited. The last question that I had for you guys was toddler snacks. What are your favorite toddler snacks? I am finishing up the grocery list to go grocery shopping in a couple of days, and I am so tired of the same old snacks for them. I mean, because honestly, I eat them too, so I want your guys' opinions on what your favorite toddler snacks are so we can try them out. We go shopping at Walmart and Aldi's, for those of you who don't know. So leave that down below. Leave any other questions or comments. But I will see you guys in the next chit chat video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, thanks for watching. That was super weird.